So I'm delighted to be joined here by Daragh Kelly from DKsports.ie, who's going to look back at me with this Meath game, obviously against Longford. Meath ran out 422 to 12-point winners. I suppose in the end, Daragh, I mean, I know for myself and a few other podcast guests I've had on recently, we've been kind of saying this might have been a bit of a banana skin game for Meath, obviously given what happened in 2018, but fair play, 22-point victory. That was a statement win.
Yeah, especially, after the disappointing performance against Kildare, in the promotion playoff, going into that, we're, thinking a bit confident, hopefully go up to Division 1. I think that was the aim. And, it's been going around me. That's what we wanted to do. But after that, of course, we were a bit shaky. We weren't sure what was going to happen or what performance we got. But by God, it was a good performance by the lads. All credit to Longford. I thought they did very well at the start. They had a lot of men behind the ball, defended quite well. I know McEntee got an early goal, but apart from, I think they switched off once or twice, when the Meath lads ran through. I thought they did well, but yeah, second half, some performance, and it'll give us a good confidence boost, going into the game against the Dubs, who probably actually had one of their lowest scoring games so far, or which I've seen in a while, against Wexford. So it'll be interesting, there's a good few positives to take, but yeah, really impressive performance by the Meath lads.
Yeah, I suppose you were touching on Dublin there. It was the second time since 2013 that they had a win less than 10 points in Leinster, so it does probably put into perspective that maybe it might be a closer game, but we'll have to wait and see. But who stood out from a Meath point of view in this game anyways? I suppose you did have a lot of injuries coming into the game, and I know there's a big problem going on with the under 20s there behind the scenes at the moment as well. So who kind of would have stood out for you on the day?
For me, Carl Hickey, as a young lad coming in, getting a chance last year, he came in and did amazing. Like the amount of runs he was making through, very solid defensively. It's good to see Cillian O'Sullivan run at them again. And of course, Jordan Morris, for him to grab a goal, I think that'd be a huge confidence boost at 1-4. And there's a lot of positives. I thought all the backs did well. The forwards did. They're all firing. But yeah, I'd say Carl Hickey would have to be from wing back. Great goal in the second half, and definitely caused the Longford lads some hassle.
Yeah, definitely Carl Hickey, he scored 1-2 on the day, and definitely looks like a very modern day wing back in many ways. Like when you think of this kind of new age of wing backs, they're like a lot of Mayo lads, the likes of your own McLaughlin's and Paddy Durkins, and Dublin have obviously done it with Jack McCaffrey. Like Carl Hickey looks like a serious talent's coming through, and although with Dublin, it might be the inevitable eventually, but I suppose the positive is you definitely do have a lot of young lads coming through. Because even Brian McMahon as well, who I haven't heard of personally, he had 4 points on the day. So few new fresh faces in there, definitely to keep competition, I suppose, in the squad, very competitive.
Yeah, 100%. Even Fionn Riley, who came in and was on the other side, I thought he did very well too. But yeah, 100%. Like Matthew Costello, another lad who would have been playing wing back and did very well last year. They're around the same age, him and Carl Hickey. He was there wing forward, didn't do too bad as well. But that just shows, I think, I've been saying it for years now, they're underage Meath have been very, very good. So it's good to see these young lads coming through, and especially, playing so well in, a Meath team which hasn't been performing for the last few years.
And were you surprised even by the scoreline as well? Because Longford, I think we're coming into this game with a bit of momentum, obviously having beaten Carlow, and then obviously got that victory a couple of weeks ago against Tipperary. They were fairly poor, in all honesty, especially in the second half. I thought in the first half they were fairly competitive right up until I think it was extra time when Meath, or injury time when Meath kind of pulled away there. But I suppose were you surprised a little bit by, I suppose, the gap between the two sides? Because 22 points, that might be the biggest victory in the champion, margin of victory in the championship this year.
Yeah, definitely. They played very well against Carlow, scored quite a lot. So didn't know what to expect, especially like I said earlier, after our disappointing performance. I thought, it might have been a bit of a tighter game. And to be fair to them, they were very unlucky. I think they could have easily had a penalty there with the new rule, going through. Ronan Ryan, I think, I don't know what the story is of that. I think the GA needs to sort that out, but they could have easily had a penalty and maybe that would have changed the shape of the game. Although I don't know, I thought, Meath were very, very strong in the second half. And like you said there, at a time when kind of just pulled away. But yeah, surprised. I have to feel bad for Longford, but I think they just couldn't handle the pace of, some of our lads running through, which, like I said, we've seen that in glimpses. And if we can do that against the likes of Dublin, I think we will cause Dublin trouble. But we've been saying this for years, and we need to do it at the bigger stages, which we didn't do against Kildare the last time out. So hopefully we can see performance similar to this very soon against the Dubs. But yeah, surprised enough.
Yeah, like, and I suppose given the fact that, like we were saying there, like Dublin, I know the game was played in Chadwick's Park and Wexford, so maybe that had something to do with Dublin probably not being up to. I don't think Dublin were necessarily poor on the day. I just think they certainly weren't at their absolute best. And normally when they play Meath or Kildare, they kind of take it up a notch. But like, do you think getting them in a semi-final this early might even be better than getting them in a Leinster final? Maybe there might be, you know. I know obviously we kind of all know realistically that Dublin are probably going to win the game, but maybe it might be, I don't know. I'm kind of clutching at straws here a bit.
Well, ideal scenario, if we beat Dublin, it'd be nice to beat them in the semis. Although, I don't know what Meath, like, could we go on if we beat Dublin, then lose to either Kildare or Westmeath in the final? I don't know. That's something that could happen, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure the lads will be looking at it one game at a time. At the end of the day, there's going to be one team that are going to have to be on Dublin's side and face them at some point. And we're either going to face them in the final or semi-final, so I don't think it really matters. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, probably be a similar outcome. As much as I'm a big Meath supporter and I have a lot of belief in that team, like I said, like I can't see anyone else going through Leinster apart from Dublin. But yeah, I think I've seen weirder things happen, especially with the World Cup and everything. Maybe there'll be a few more surprises in this year's championship.
Yeah, like
the Euros, not even the World Cup, the Euros this year.
Yeah, the Euros, yeah. The World Cup's next year, I think. But yeah, I suppose the main thing really is just being competitive, I suppose, in the game, because like obviously it was 25 plus last year, and the year before, Meath racked up a score of four points on the day. Like, so like you have the potential to be competitive, and it might, if Dublin click into gear, it could easily be 10 plus, 15 plus. But I do think you have the players there to at least, be doing a lot better than you've done last year and the year before anyways.
Yeah, no, it's the ideal scenario, I suppose. A strong win against Longford and then coming up against the Dubs that you're saying. Like, I've seen them, play at first or second gear and beat teams comfortably like they did against Wexford, and I know they can easily turn it on. So, we have to take something positive, or give ourselves a bit of hope. You'd have to look at the Dubs' performance and say, they weren't at their best there. But like I said, it'll be a good game. Hopefully we do turn up, and hopefully we do go on to win. But we'll be asking for a lot there at the same time. Still a very young team, and we've had a few injuries to deal with too, with the likes of Ronan Jones out.
100%. Yeah. Well, listen, cheers anyway, Daragh, for coming on.
No problem, Aaron. Thanks for having me on. And I'm sure I'll be on again at some point, hopefully.